What's up? Welcome to the Hoodlum Firing line, the short Hoodlum Syndicate series where I talk about products, whether or not they're worth your time. So today, I had actually gotten asked before about some insoles I checked out. A couple guys that wrote for Habitat on Instagram were sponsored by them, and I've been having some kind of back and forth conversations and comments with them. So, but at any rate, the name of it was Remind Soles, and they're supposed to be specifically for skaters. So I wondered if it was really worth the money or not. So I went ahead, bought a couple. There's a couple different kinds, including a heel bruise series, and I compared them to a brand called Profoot. Profoot is basically just like Dr. Scholl's, except they don't charge you as much money, and they're available about all the same place Dr. Scholl's is. Most of the big box stores, like retail stores like Myers, a lot of pharmacy stores as well, like CVS, Rite Aid, those kind of places. So you can get them just about any place. So I decided I'd just kind of compare the two, since I had enough shoes that were similar enough, like Voxes. I got a bunch of Vox Troopers, so I put some Remind soles, and I put the Heel Bruise series. I don't know if you can see that. It's pretty obnoxious. The Heel Bruise series, which has a special gel insert on the bottom. And then I had the Profoot series. It's pretty basic. And as you notice, gel insert on the bottom. So I'm trying to remember the Remind insoles start in the $20 range. The Profoot starts at about $10. So you can see it's usually ended up being about half. So after a while skating in different ones, I have discovered that the Profoot honestly does about a well job as Remind soles do. The only thing I will say, if you are a dude that does like huge gaps, the Remind Heel Bruise series would probably be worth your money. But there's some other stuff I had tried, like Nike shoes. I finally kind of gave in because I've had problems finding a decent shoe that I could wear, a skate shoe I could wear all day. Since like the wife and I will go out on day trips, I usually just, if I can, just pack along one shoe that I wear, and that's it. So there's a lot of skate shoes though. After you've been wearing them for 6 hours, just kind of tromping around, it kind of sucks. So I broke down, got these, and honestly, I have no complaints about these whatsoever. The Nike SBs, I forget these are the Dunk Low Pros. So good insole, solid shoe. I've got, since it's like a mid, I've got just enough ankle support that it doesn't bother me. So I like these so well that I figure, hey, I'll try one more. And I bought these. These are Rodriguez 7s. It's not bad, but the insole that came in these, the Lunarian Pro whatever, I can't stand them. They look like this. As you can tell, I took them out. They're not comfortable at all. I think the problem is it's a slightly narrower shoe than the other Nikes, but I've discovered along the way that just putting better insoles in some shoes make it a better shoe. So with the Nikes I put in, it's the regular Remind series, and these have weed printed on them. So similar to the Heel Bruise series, I don't know how much difference there really is. I could probably get back on the internet and look, but I looked before. I just don't remember now because it's been a while. And also, the Profoot has a higher end insole as well. This one was one of them. I stuck them in these. Actually, I think these were still called the Dustin Dolans. Yeah, these were that old. No, these are no school trays. This was. I think you could only get these on the Vans website, but I've had them long enough, and I love this style of shoe for Vans. And but the insoles went out of these really fast, so put the Profoots in here. But I guess the basic summary is, without me blabbing on and on, is if you want to save some money, just look for the Profoots. If you do big burly gaps, the Heel Brew series will probably be worth the money for you then. But otherwise, I'd recommend the Profoot. I mean, the Reminds are kind of cool. They got cool graphics, but for the money, I'll just keep going with Profoot first. So, since I did a review of that, I've got one complaint about a product I bought. A lot of people use them, and maybe I'm just the only person having problems with it. I probably need to research it more on the internet. But I bought a while back GoPro Hero 2. And I like it, but I have had a hell of a time keeping charge in a battery for any length of time. And it didn't help. I got a really good deal on the optional LCD screen that goes on the back of this. And I plugged that in because sometimes it makes it easier setting up a shot than just being like, yeah, good enough when you're setting it up. So, and the problem with the LCD screen is you also have to turn it off separately as well. And if you're kind of like me, where usually when I'm done with gear, I try and pack it up in a hurry and I'm getting out of the spot, especially if it's like a bus spot, I forget to turn off the LCD screen. So, which means when I get to some place where I'm going later and I go to check on my gear, usually the battery's already dead by then. So, I don't think I've ever gotten a battery to last longer than maybe 15 minutes in these. So, I don't know. I like the concept. It does shoot great video and stills. I've got no complaints about that, but the battery life sucks. Couldn't be worse. So, other than that, no more products to pimp, but I am going to give a shout out to a zine. I'm glad to see there's still some zines out there kicking around. It's one thing I got when I joined Instagram. I discovered there's still a lot of them out there, which I was glad. It's one thing I liked doing back in the day was doing horror business and Officer Down zine. So we just covered local bands and stuff, and it was just me and my friends goofing around. But it was fun, and it's still kind of cool every so often when I'm rummaging through shit in storage and I find one of them, I'll still stop and look through them. So, but at any rate, I want to talk about Burn Black. I kind of checked them out on Instagram. I know it's a little bit different than, like, say, a skate zine, but there is a lot of really cool articles in here. This one especially was called The Identity Issue, which if you grew up as any sort of misfit at all in school, you'll relate. So there's also some cool short little interviews with bands and stuff in here. So for the money, I definitely check it out. And this one too, this is something close to my heart. They talked about like teen-related movies from the 80s, 90s, but they talked about like Fast Times at Ridgemont High, 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Heathers. They even do a longer article on the Breakfast Club, so it's definitely worth checking out. So that's my recommendation for this month. Burn Black. The issue I got is issue 4, volume 1. So other than that, that's all there for this time on the Hoodlum firing line. I'm out.